Hi, I'm Mike, and welcome to episode 2 in the series, Maximizing Your Motorcycle Road Trip, Creating the Route. So the big idea here with this episode is to walk you through step by step how to build a route on Google Maps, how to place it, how to store it in Google Drive in an organized way such that it's available at your fingertips for each day, each route, no matter if it's a one-day route, a one-day ride, or a multiple-day ride, 40-day ride. So it's really that simple. It can be shared with friends, family, whomever. Build it once, have it set for your whole trip. It's really that simple. That's the big idea. Let's check it out. Okay, how to create a basic route in Google Maps. Just to start, we'll just set up a simple day route. So let's give that a shot here. Now, what I do is I open a browser, Google Chrome, whatever you use, Safari, doesn't matter. Mine opens to DuckDuckGo. When you have a browser open, just Drive, D-R-I-V-E. It'll complete if you don't have that in your recents. Look for this little triangle Drive. You'll also have this cluster here on the right for apps, the Google Apps. Here is Drive, so you click that as well. So what we have here is two spreadsheets. Both of these I'll have as a saved template. Maybe I'll leave like one example on the top, but I'll clear out all of my information so you can have the template as well. So all you need to do is download that template, put it in your Google Drive, save as Google Drive. I can help with that as well. New file upload, folder upload. So you just do new file upload and you'd pull in the template that you saved from this video into from the comments from your hard drive into your Google Drive. See, it needs to be on Google Drive because Google Drive is really just a shared drive platform, and you need to put it here in order to be able to grab it on your phone. Additionally, you can save the entire file. Let's just pull this one up. All of the rides you can save and send to a friend, send to your partner, whoever you're riding with, share. So share that copy link. So everyone can have the ride, or you can share the individual route itself, right? So you can just hit that and share that as well. So this is the Google Share folder. Let's look at how to create a basic map. So you would create another tab, like open another browser window, and maps.google. I just hit maps and we'll do google.com. Additionally, you have these three. You always have these three here. So let's say you're in Google Drive. I don't want to go too fast and flit around here. This right cluster also has this Maps icon. So look for that. You can just click that, and that'll open up Google Maps as well. Get it? Pretty simple. Okay, so let's just pick one for illustration purposes. Lori and I are going to Pooler, Georgia this weekend. Home of Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle practice sessions. Robert Simmons. We love Robert. We love what he's about. We are duplicating that down here in Sebastian and as his Sebastian ambassadors. We are all about it. Pooler, Georgia, how to get there. So you hit directions. Maybe remedial for some. Please be patient. Directions. Choose your starting point. Where do you want to go? You can type in whatever address you want for a starting point, or it'll have some recents here. Home in Sebastian. So there's our route. Pretty simple. What it's doing is the fastest. All Google Maps knows is fastest, right? There's no programmability for most scenic or curviest roads or things like that. That's what Google Maps gives you. Now, there are some options, as you can see, options. You can avoid highways, tolls, and ferries. That's it. So typically, we use the avoid highways. We don't love the highways. I understand that there's value in it to get from point A to point B. In fact, sometimes when we're going to Pooler, we do grab a stretch of highway just to make some time. But what this gives us now that we're telling it no highways is the fastest, again, all it knows, route, which is for us, route or route 1, depending on where you're from, how you pronounce that. And in my experience, we've been on this road a lot of times, and Route 1 north of Oak Hill blows. So I don't want to ever ride that road again. So what we'll do is add a destination or a via to pull us off of this road and get us to where we're going. So just for illustration purposes, here's how we do that, add a destination, right? It's really a via, but add a destination. You would click plus, so let's pop one in. Two ways to do that. One, so let's say Salt Springs, right? You can see that because it pulls us over. You can kind of click on that or hover over it, and it gives you some details, but it also turns blue, and you left click, and that'll give you Salt Springs. Now, it's in the wrong sequence, right? So it's got us going to Pooler first, and then back down to Salt Springs. Forget about it. 600 miles doesn't make any sense. It's out of order. So you go to the left here of the destination itself, and you'll see drag to reorder. See that? You just click and drag, click and hold, and you move that up one. So now that's pulling us off of Route 1 onto actually some pretty cool roads up to Pooler, Georgia, right by Savannah. Now it adds some time, adds quite a bit of time, right? The other one was 5 hours and whatever, 318 miles. This is adding 3 hours. Worth it to us. We dig these roads. So here is the magic. So let's say we're done. You can add up to actually 10 of these. So we can add 9 more if we wanted to pull anything else into the route. 9 more destinations or 9 more vias. But when you're ready to save your map, you go up to the top left here. It's called a pancake or a stack, whatever. You see that, right? Click on that. Share or embed map. See that? Share or embed map. Left click that. Gives you that screen. Copy link. I just want to copy the link. Then you go to your ride links sheet, right? Get to the ride link sheet. Just for illustration, I'll put it right up on top. You go, there's a few different ways here. You go edit, paste. There's your link, there's your map. I like to type in home to Pooler via Salt Springs. Like 8 hours, 19 minutes, it's like 404 miles. Not necessary to have this stuff. I'll tell you what though, you do want a description, because when you open this thing, right, what you don't want to have is a bunch of this noise. Well, you have no idea what any of this means. You got to write in, okay, this is the way to Savannah Hilton, this is the way we took, whatever, right? You get the idea. So now all you do is hover over it, or you can click on it, and then you got to click on the link, and there you have your map, right? Easy enough. The benefit here is that when you're on your bike, you simply open Google Drive on your phone, open that folder, ride links or whatever you want to call it. Now you have navigation ready. It'll load it up and it'll say start. Then you start. Then the voice kicks in, take a left, take a right. You got nothing to worry about other than to follow the directions you're given. Now there's certain ways to interface with the audio that I'll go over on a video at the bike. But that is the simple version of the day ride. Now I'm going to go over a multiple day ride, like a cross-country ride, and how we build those. So here's the Google Drive. Let's open what I called, when I built this this spring, the epic cross-country rides. So first things first, I started with the whole route. So where are we going? In this case, I'm just going to open Maps here. So we want to open Google Maps, because you don't have any of this stuff. You're building your new route. So let's go to a new window here, new tab, got it? And you're going to go Maps, maps.google.com. Also, this will have that same cluster, so you can find this little deal here, Maps icon. That'll get you there as well. So let's go to Maps. Where do we want to go? We're in Sebastian, Florida. But this spring, in May, we went to El Cajon, California. Pretty simple directions. Give me directions from home. Right? You can type in your home address. You can type in whatever address you want to start from, and it'll give you that whole route. Here's the route, 2,512 miles. Now, Google Maps, again, just like I said in the first video, so I'll be brief. Google Maps, from this perspective, is not super robust. I love it, but it's not super robust in that it will only solve for fastest. That's it. So right now, absent any other inputs, it's going to go, I'm going to take you on the freeway, man, and we're going to rock and roll out there. It's going to take 36 hours, 2,500 miles. How do we break that up? And when do we break that up? 2,500, like if we just hit go, 2,500 miles, and we're just going to stop off when we get tired. I mean, that's cool if that's how you want to do it. That's not how we like to do it. So I'm going to share with you how we like to do it, and you can do with it what you want to do with it. So there are options with the routing in Google Maps. It just gives you 3. Avoid the highways, avoid the tolls, avoid the ferries. How do you want it? Measured miles or kilometers. So we typically pick, we want to avoid the highways. Does that make a big difference going across country? Oh yeah, right, it does. It adds, some hours. Actually, not a ton more hours. Remember what it was before? I think it was 36. Yeah. So on the highway, it's 36 hours. We can see that, right? 2,500 miles. We want no highways. It's going to take us 48 hours, another, whatever, a couple hundred miles, not much. So that's a part, like part 1. Now, what I do is look at what's a reasonable day for us that we would want to do. What 2 criteria. 1, how far do we want to go per day, roughly? And 2, are there any cool roads, like really cool must-see motorcycle roads along this whole path that are reasonably reachable as we go across the country, right? We're on a motorcycle tour. We want to get the cool roads. We just want to take the fastest way there. So first, we decided that we think 275 to 325, maybe 350 miles is the way we want to ride. That's a good day at our speed and our pace. Usually gets us to where we're going. If we get out of where we're staying at 8 o'clock or so, we'll get to where we're going 4 or 5 o'clock. It's like this weird anomaly. Sometimes it doesn't seem to matter how much we stop or what we do. We always seem to get there, 5 o'clock. But that's a good mark for us. So how do we do it? What's the best way to get there? Well, what we typically do is pick a via. This isn't the exact route we took, but I picked a via or a destination that would say how far that was going to be. So pick one. How do we do that? Add destination. Let's say Grove Hill. We want to go to Grove Hill first, so you simply slide that up like we showed in the first video, right? So what this gives us is two stops. 1, Grove Hill, 1, our ultimate destination, right? So we end our ultimate destination and let it calculate. How far is that Grove Hill? Way too far, right? 600 miles. We don't want to go 600 miles. We want to go, 250, whatever. So let's pick another one that's shorter. Add destination. How about Crawfordville? Crawfordville is a cool little town we've stayed in before. You delete out Grove Hill, Crawfordville, 346. Okay, 346 works. Next step. Lori, my beautiful wife, is responsible for our accommodations. So I say, okay, honey, first day, Crawfordville, hop on and find a good Airbnb in or around Crawfordville, which she has done a few times. We've got a little list built up. Now what that looks like on the spreadsheet, stay with me here. What that looks like on the spreadsheet, you see our first stop was Crawfordville. Funny how that works. 348 miles. And Lori throws in the Airbnb. So now we have the Airbnb, we have the address for the Airbnb listed. The address for the Airbnb is actually in this route. And you have access to this Airbnb as well. So where are we staying? This cool little house, beautiful little place. When are we checking in? When are we checking out? I geek out a little bit, like what's the weather going to be like? What's the day and date? Right? So that's day 1. All you do is that times however many, in our case, it was 43 days. So get to that. So now where are we going? We're going to El Cajon. Now we're going from Crawfordville to El Cajon. Get it? So Crawfordville to El Cajon. What's that look like for us? I'm going to flip back to our Epic Ride spreadsheet. Crawfordville to Laurel, Mississippi. Let me just open that map. So that's another 360. Easy enough. All 2-lane roads. Got some cool motorcycle roads in there as well. So the two sites that I use to find awesome motorcycle roads is greatmotorcycleroads.com. Just the coolest thing about greatmotorcycleroads.com is there's lots of cool listings, but it also features by state. Where are you going? So we're leaving Florida. We kind of know Florida because we live here and we ride all over. But now we're going to Laurel, Mississippi. So what cool roads are in Mississippi? So here are the top best motorcycle roads in Mississippi. And the cool thing is you click on one, which it goes through a description of them. Not just trace, what's the deal, right? Route 90, blah, 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 2 miles or 80 miles on US 90, etc. Click here for Google Maps motorcycle link. That's the magic of greatmotorcycleroads.com. Love it, because what I can do is just incorporate these stops, if I want to, into my route. Now, this was out of the way, so we didn't. Obviously, as you recall, we're going up here. So we're not going to be going down here to catch one of the Great Motorcycle Road references. Does that make sense? So there's greatmotorcycleroads.com, great reference. Like, hey man, what is it? Are these in our reasonable area? It gives you a little preview, so you can see that preview. Not in our area. We can see Not Just Trace. Not Just Trace, we've been on, love it. It goes north and south. We're going west. So does it work? We actually did. We pulled onto the Trace for a little snack, just for a minute. I think it's a cool road. We love that road. DeSoto, north and south, nothing doing. We're going west. We're on a mission. El Cajon, same thing, north and south. But you get the idea. Right? These are all going north and south, not really going to fit for us. Also, another kind of a less integrative site, although I like it, motorcycleroads.com. Also very cool. Now you pick a road or a state, that you're going to go through. In this case, we're going through Mississippi. Quick search. You can do a sign up. It doesn't cost anything. All this is free. All these sites are free. This thing takes a while, but hang on a second and check it out. It'll give you. This is like crowdsourced. Like this is like members jump in and go, hey, cool road, cool road. So there's that, right? It's subjective to people. We've been on some. I was like, what? Is this? What's so special? But we've been on some that were awesome. So I'm looking at my map, and I'm going from here to here, right? This is where we're going. We got a cool Airbnb reserved here. You can see it on our spreadsheet. That's our spot. We're going to Laurel, brother. It's 374. So does this give us any? Let's zoom out. Does this give us any? So we're here, going up into here. What's it telling us? It takes a while to load, but you can get some really cool roads. This is the Not Just Trace Parkway, right? It's purple. It's number one, man. It's awesome. And there's some others. We didn't really pick anything up from here on this, but you get the idea. You can click on it. It'll give you the deal. What's the 400 miles? The Trace is an excellent destination. You can also click some more on it, and it'll give you, even more drill in, like what's the deal, right? Does that make sense? So, two sites, motorcycleroads.com and greatmotorcycleroads.com. Those are the two that I use. I'm sure there's tons of others. That's what I do. So now we're Crawfordville, Florida to Laurel, Mississippi. You got that? Share or embed map. Right. Copy link. Then you got it copied and you're going to throw it in here, which is what we did. Laurel, Mississippi. Throw in the address. You got the day, the date, etc. So, you know, we could continue to do this, but you get the idea. It's a simple process of determining how far you want to go each day, where you want to go, of course, and reference the two sites, Great Motorcycle Roads and motorcycleroads.com, just as data points. Like, hey man, is there something cool? There were a lot of cool roads that we picked up that we never would have picked up. We just would have missed it in our rush to California if we wouldn't have referenced those two sites. Can't say enough about them, especially greatmotorcycleroads.com. And then you load it up, and then you copy it, and you copy the link, and you paste it here. So that's this is the accumulation of our first ride. We were 9 or 10 days out to California via Arizona. We went up north through Sedona, etc., just because I like that route. And this was the rest of it, all the way back down, back to Florida. So I hope that's helpful. Let's answer any questions in the comments, and let's get you set up on this. The best thing is, you're 5 days into the route. Who knows? Maybe you didn't sleep that well or whatever, and you're getting up the next day. You pack all your crap on the bike. You're like, oh man, what's with the map? All you do is open your phone, click on the Google Drive icon. There's my recent folder, which is, epic cross-country rides by day, and I click, you click one of these, and there you go. You got your whole day done. The route, the path is done. So really, really convenient, really great for long trips. So hope that's helpful.
Head west on 109th Street toward US 1 North.
Next up is episode 3 in the series, Maximizing Your Motorcycle Road Trip, how to find the ideal Airbnb and how to maximize your food planning on your road trip. Stay tuned.